Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. Today I have a review of a root candle, and this is in tobacco vanilla. Hopefully you can see my lighting is not great for this video, but I've been putting this video off for a while because I wanted to, well, I've been waiting on a couple different things, but I'm finally able to film it. Oh my gosh, my jaw has been locking today. Does anyone else's jaw do that? It will just lock like mid-conversation. It feels like I'm breaking it. It's only on the left side. I think I slept wrong. Anyway. Okay, so you're going to see up in the left corner, I think you can probably see one of my fluffy cats. You can see his stomach and maybe his back leg. Yeah, that's his stomach. He's got super long fur. My other cats are very interested in what I'm doing. I'm not letting them get too close to the candle, but I wanted to show you guys the candle burning. Even though it's like been rainy and crappy every single day, so there's no good lighting really. So Root Candle posted something. I got tagged in it by a friend. It was a post that was basically asking for people to review their candles again. And I reviewed candles from Root last year. I liked some. I liked their big one that I got. Oh man, I wish they would come out with that again. It was enormous. It smelled so good. I loved it. I do have a review on it for like product reviews on one of my playlists. If you're interested in seeing that, I can't remember what the name of it was. I think it's like Ingenuity or Integrity or something like that. It was for like their 50th anniversary or something. But anyway, so they were looking for reviewers, and you basically like commented your Instagram name or your YouTube name, and they went through and they like picked out people. They picked out some really popular like channels or Instagram accounts, and they randomly picked me as well. So I'm like super appreciative, especially because I got to review them last year. So you got to pick out like your top 3 scents of the new fall ones that they needed reviews on. And I picked tobacco vanilla because I purchased the one from last year and I hadn't burned it yet. I only know what it smelled like on cold sniff, and it was very similar to Bath & Body Works Marshmallow Fireside. So it was vanilla and tobacco. It's one that's been loved. It was like a limited edition, and so of course I wanted to review the new one that they were coming out with again to see if it was similar to last year's. And so I did that one, and then like 2 other ones that I was interested in reviewing, and then I was lucky enough to get the tobacco vanilla that you see in front of you right here. And I do have it lit, so I can't really tip it upward, but hopefully you can kind of see the label there. But like I said, my lighting is not that great today. It was important to me to do this review to show you what it looks like for a root candle to burn. So let me just back this candle out of the way so I don't light this paper on fire when I show you. They sent me a brochure that has like the history of root candle and basically like a candle care guide, which has like safety tips and stuff like that. And there's like pictures and a whole history on root candle. And of course I'll link the company and everything down below, but I have my camera kind of down low so I can't show you very well. They also sent this basically an advertisement right here, and if you want to pause to get the code, it's Reviewer17. I don't make commission off this, so this is just a code. It's good until the end of August, and there's not many days left of August, so if you're interested in using it, you know, go ahead and use it before the end of August. I know that people were like really pumping this out when everybody got the reviews, so I didn't feel like I needed to like rush this video just to give you guys this coupon code, because there were plenty of other places you could have seen it, and I mean people were just kind of sharing it all throughout social media. So I'm just going to be your last minute reminder to use it before the end of August if you want 40% off your purchase, which makes a huge difference because these candles are expensive. They're kind of like luxury type candles, and the shipping can be expensive, so it really does help buffer the cost of them. And then you can obviously share. Their Instagram is Root Candle Buzz, and I'll link the information for them down below. So for this candle, this tobacco vanilla, it's a 10.5 ounce. This is the large beer glass candle. It does retail for $22, which is pretty pricey when you kind of compare it to like a Bath & Body Works candle, but it has a burn time of 70 hours, and I fully believe that it will give you 70 hours because, you know, and when you compare that to Bath & Body Works, you get like, what, 25 hours from a Bath & Body Works candle? So like your money goes a long way if you really like the scent and it gives you a good throw and you don't mind the burn. It's a good way to go for root, but it is hard because it's like hit and miss from my experience of which ones thrill and which ones don't. Now, what I can say is the ones that didn't thrill for me, I melted like on my candle warmer, and they did amazingly. So I have no doubt in my mind that if I wanted to put the flame out, freeze this, take out the wax, like get the wax out and chop it up and melt it, I think I would get a super, super strong throw. But honestly, the throw from this candle is acceptable enough that I don't need to do that. But that's an option for you if you do decide to order root. I've had good experience putting them on a candle warmer. So anyway, let's get back into this scent. This is Tobacco Vanilla. I did send me like a little description here. So it just says an earthy combination of tobacco leaves, pine, patchouli, and oak moss mingle with smoky notes of burnt caramel, sugar, and marshmallow. I feel like this is a different description than this one from last year. This is the one from last year. I do like this sleek jar, and I have burned it just so I can compare. You can kind of see what it looks like. So that's that one. I'm just going to put that one in the background here. Haunting. Just haunting in the background. Okay, so this scent on cold smelled different than the one in the back that you see. It had kind of like a sour milk note, and I didn't like it. So I immediately pulled out mine to compare them. And while they do have this very similar Bath & Body Works like marshmallow fireside type scent to it, the new one, I felt like it smelled a little bit different. So I burned the Verglass that I got to review, and I just absolutely hated it. I mean, it made my stomach turn. It was like a sour milk, like boiled, hot, steamy sour milk note to it. Woodsy, campfire, scented, a hint of like sweetness, but it was like this sour milk note, and I couldn't get over it. And then I compared it to my other one, you know, the one in the background, and then I burned the other one, and they smell different. The one in the background still has a little bit of that, like that hint of that note to me, like almost like a sour milk note. And so for that, I'm not a huge fan of this scent, but people loved this candle before I ever even burned it, and I loved it on cold. So I don't know. I don't know if they loved it on cold and they haven't burned it yet. But if you have that candle, I would suggest burning it and trying it, first of all, before you decide to purchase more and purchase the new one, because I do feel like they're a little bit different. But, yeah, anyway, so I burned the one in the background to kind of compare, and I like the black one, the original, much more than I like the Verglass, the new version of it. However, I messaged the contact, well, I won't say their name, for a root candle that did the promotions, and that I talked to in that account, and like we've spoken, and they were, you know, let me ask and see if there are different versions. Well, according to them, it's not. It is the same formula as last year, so there should be no difference. But then they thought, oh, what about the quality control? Maybe it's the candle itself. So they were going to burn one of their own and then get back to me. But before they did, I believe I pretty much just said, you know, I really think after burning the black one and seeing that they're similar, but they're a little bit different to me, you know, like just batch variation and just the time, you know, like a year later, things could be a little bit different, but still have a very similar, you know, like the similar oils that they use and the formula and everything, but it just smells a little bit different. But I think it's just the candle. I think I just don't like the candle burning as much as I do when it's cold. And I don't know, and I feel like there is a very, very small difference. Here goes Felix. He's like, I'm out of here because all you're doing is talking to yourself. But let's get into the actual scent, okay? Because now I've just confused you. So the thing about this scent, as far as me liking it goes, is I didn't like it at first. I had to warm up to it. I had to burn it a few times, and it's not my favorite candle. To be honest, it's not a scent that I would repurchase because it's just not my scent preference. But it's a woodsy, like tobacco leaf scent, a little bit of that patchouli in it, and I usually love patchouli. I do smell that pine. It's a very woodsy, smoky campfire scent. the burnt caramel, sugar, and marshmallow in it, to me, comes off not as like a ooey gooey, sticky, sweet marshmallow. It comes off more as like a sour milk note to me. That's just my own opinion, and other people really like it, so I hate to even say that, but I get this sour note that I have a hard time stomaching. And when I'm burning it, I'm like, I go from like, oh, I like that smoky woodsiness, because it's like, it's not straight fire, like fireside. It's like the smell of, you know, like a bonfire, like the wood, a smoky wood. And I really like that. And then I will smell that caramel, sugar, marshmallow type scent, and then I'm like, oh, but it just makes my stomach do flips. It's hard. It's hard because I have a feeling a lot of people are really gonna like this candle, but I just can't escape that. It's like my nose picking up that sour note. Now, as far as the burn goes and the throw, the burn is a typical burn for a root candle. Actually, maybe a little bit better, but definitely not as good as the flat candle in the back. For some reason, that one pulled out very well and very, like, much quicker, is that what I'm trying to say, than the Veriglass. The Veriglass in front of you, the first couple times it did not want to pull out. Even after having it burn for like 4 hours, it would not completely pull out. But it eventually, there was one time, you know, it had pretty much tunneled itself down a little bit. I just let it go and it eventually evened itself out. So you can kind of see it's pretty pulled out all the way around. It might not be like the most even, but you can see what it looks like. Now, because they use a beeswax blend, it's pretty messy. It gets messy all around the rim, so if you're someone who likes a very pretty candle, very presentable, not like this, this is not the company for you. I don't mind because I'll put it in a candle holder and you won't see it. But you can kind of see that like frothiness that it looks like, almost like foamy froth that it gets around the outside there. So it's not the prettiest burn, and it has a huge, I don't know if it's even going to pick up on camera because it's just showing the flame. You can't even see it. It has a huge mushroom top of a wick, and that's been the case for this whole entire burn of this candle so far. And I haven't even, like it's not even halfway down, but I'm telling you, I've been burning this thing, and it just lasts and lasts and lasts like a root candle does. So I mean, it's a long, slow burn. As far as the throw goes, it's been pretty good, I have to say. I've had kind of, not so great experiences with root candle with burning, like I said earlier in this video. It has been a pretty solid performer. It definitely will scent up a room, and outside of that, maybe another room. It's not a very in-your-face type of scent either. It just kind of smells like you have your fireplace going, or like a natural wood fire going in the background. It's a nice scent without that sour note, that sour milk note. And it's, it's not, like I said, it's not in your face. It doesn't make you feel like something is on fire. So, I mean, I like it for that. Oh, I also want to quickly mention before I forget, I like these new lids. They used to have the black ones that were more dome-shaped on the top. I do like this lid a lot better. Much easier for stacking, and I like the, that they put like the honeybee or honeycomb pattern on that, and I like the color. I think it goes well. So I do like that lid a lot better than the like dome plastic ones. I liked how those ones snapped on, but that lid's nice. This lid is nice. Much easier for stacking for people who like to stack their candles or, storage purposes. So, $22, 10.5 ounces, 70 hours burn time. I feel like it's appropriate, but again, this is just not a scent that's for me. I don't want to get too much into like breaking down the scents and being like, pretending like I know all about like the notes that are in this. So, I mean, I'm just trying to make it as easy for you to decide as possible. It smells like a wood fire. a nice wood fire, but it does have like a more milky, sweet / sour note to it. And if you think that that's something that you would like, I think that you should try it. If you're hesitant and you tend to smell like the sour note in different scents, I don't know that this is the candle for you. There are other good scents that you could try if you're interested in using that code, but you know, you don't have to try this one. Other than like just disliking that sour note that I get from it, I am pretty pleased with the candle itself. Like, it's been really nice. It hasn't sooted at all. I haven't seen it soot, even though it has that huge mushroom top. I do, when I put it out, I make sure I knock that off and then trim the wick. But I think that's all I really have to say about it. This is a super long video, so I'm really sorry. But I wanted to be a little bit detailed about it, and I wanted to give you a somewhat different review on this specific scent than you're probably used to hearing, because people have been raving about this candle. And even I mean, I was like, I love vanilla and tobacco. And so when they came out with tobacco vanilla, I'm like, oh my god, I gotta try it. Now, if you are thinking about trying to like buy on eBay or something, one of these candles in the background and try and get your hands on it, is very similar to this new one. So I would say just go for the new one in the Veriglass, and don't overpay, you know, on eBay or something for the tobacco or vanilla and tobacco, this limited edition version, because they are very, very eerily similar. And so I just don't, I think you should get it from the company and not overpay, you know, on some other website. That's pretty much all I have to say. Now, I'm probably going to end up burning the rest of this when it gets closer to fall, and I'll probably melt a marshmallow scent alongside it, so that I can get more of like a sweeter note to it. I'm going to melt something else with this while burning it. And I actually feel like I'm going to burn this candle. I'm not going to have to throw it on a candle warmer, because it's been performing pretty well for me. So that's all I really have to say. Again, if you guys want that code, it's reviewers17. I don't get anything from it other than to just help you. I mean, I'm probably going to use it if I decide to order some of the candles. You know, I'm going to use it myself. But you only have until August 31st. So that is it. If you have any questions, leave them below. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys listening to my super long rambly review. And thank you to Root Candles for allowing me to review this. I know it's not the most fun to hear constructive criticism, but that's what you want reviews for, right? Because not everybody can like everything all day, every day. Alright, thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.